purpose. We don't get all purpose here. We do get, but then it's very rare in most of the stores we don't. So I'm going with the plain flour and the self-raising flour. So, okay. So this is my self-raising and this is my plain flour. I need to make...
Sorry, Chetna, what are you making now?
Is the muffins, the chocolate one.
Okay, I'll watch.
Okay, right, that's fine. So we got the plain flour, 150 grams here. Sorry, I was just on a different zone. I think I was doing the cardamom cake in my head straight away. But then, sorry, the muffins only need the plain flour. So we got 150 grams of plain flour here. Yeah. And then you got Aditi? Or you're measuring them out now? Ajay, you measured it already. Okay, that's good. So we have got the cocoa powder. So I'm using the dark cocoa. It gives a nice taste. It's a bit dense, you know, the chocolate. Yeah. So I just need 35 grams of it. So it's nice, you know, like decadent, chocolatey muffin. Yeah. All the chocolate goodness. My girl loves it like anything. She's fond of chocolate like anything. So she just can't wait for it to even cool down, you know, when it comes out of the oven. So yeah, that's fine. Right. So we got this. If you like, you can mix it in this and then sieve. I do it like that sometimes. So you got the chocolate, you got your plain flour. So I'm just mixing both together and I'll sieve it later. Okay. Now you need your baking powder. So here I'm using...
Chetna, can we see you what you're doing?
Oh, sorry. I kind of...
Can you just repeat what you did?
So this is the plain flour and this is the chocolate I measured. And I just put it on top of it and then we can sieve it later in a different bowl. You know? Yeah? So plain flour, cocoa powder, your baking powder now. So I'm adding baking powder. So which is 1 teaspoon. So always have a level teaspoon. So it is a bit heap in here. So you should always level it out so that we don't have more. So you can just clean it like so. Yeah. 1 teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon of it. Clean it again. Yeah. Okay. Then we need bicarb. So we just need 1/4 teaspoon of bicarb. Again. Yeah. And a little bit of salt. So in chocolate cakes, if you add salt, it gives a nice, it enhances the chocolatiness. So it's always good to add salt. So I'm just using 1/4 teaspoon. I'm using a sea salt here. You can use any salt you like. Sea salt or probably the plain salt, normal table salt. So this is the salt. Yeah?
Chetna, just going back to baking powder, it was 1 1/4 baking powder?
Yes.
Okay, and we put bicarb soda as well?
Yes, 1/4 teaspoon of it.
1/4. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, so now in a bowl we have got our flour, our cocoa powder, baking soda and salt. And we can, now to this we need to add sugar. Okay, so we have got 125 grams of caster sugar.
Sorry.
So we need 125 grams. got 125 grams here. You can add it to the same thing. Right, so we got all the dry ingredients here. Now in another bowl, we need 1 egg. So I've got my egg. So I'm using 1 egg. Yeah. Again a beaten egg, yeah. And we need to add buttermilk. Have you got your buttermilk with you? 150 mils, yeah.
Chidna, this buttermilk, is that you have to make it or get it from somewhere?
You do get it at stores. If you don't get it, if you want it really handy, then you can make at home. You need 1 cup of your normal milk. Full fat is what I prefer. And then you need to add 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar to it and let it stand for 5 to 10 minutes and it will curdle up. So that's the buttermilk. You really don't need a shop bought, but that's your preference. If you still want to, you can. But the one you make at home works perfectly fine because I use
So
it.
1 cup of full fat milk, and then you say 2 teaspoons of vinegar to it.
Yes.
Any apple cider vinegar will do?
I prefer either white wine vinegar or normal vinegar. I mean apple cider, because it has got a bit stronger smell. I don't prefer it as much. 2 tablespoons. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, so the buttermilk I'll just get. Okay, so I've got my chocolate measured already, so that's there. I've got my butter measured, but I need to melt it. And this time around I did get this one because I didn't know when we were doing the cupcake and I didn't want the buttermilk to stand for so long. So I'm using the shop pot today. Right. So in a bowl I'm adding my egg. So I need 150 mils of my buttermilk. So I'm just using the setting here, mils, good. I don't have a different bowl, I'm using the same one, okay. So measurements are key here. I mean, if you are going over on something and things like that, then you may not have the right result. So I've got my buttermilk measured. I'll quickly just melt my butter and come. Just give me a half a minute. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my butter. So I've got everything with me now. You good, Aditi? You're with me? Okay, so we have got our butter, we need to add this. Our buttermilk, and butter. Sorry, buttermilk and our what you can say egg. And now I'm adding my what you can say butter, melted butter. Yeah. Then I've got my vegetable oil in here, which you can see. I measured it out before, so it's there. So oil gives a nice moisture or what you can say, the softness to the cake. It really gives a nice softness, so it's good, and it stays moist for very long. So you've got vanilla now, bit of vanilla. You just need half a teaspoon, you don't need a lot. Yeah. So where's the lid go? Okay. So you just give.
Small doubt. Instead of vegetable oil, any other oil can be added, or only
You can use sunflower oil.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just giving it a good whisk. Okay. It will look a little curdled because we've added buttermilk. So buttermilk anyways is a little grainy and buttermilky texture, a curdled texture. So to this, we're gonna add. Where's my spoon? Okay. So we'll just give it a good mix here. Yeah. And then add this to your. With your balloon whisk,